Okay, this part I'll just be talking about what's changed from batch 1. This is the, what is this? Whatever they called it, like a legendary Mouse of the Gods batch versus the Phantom batch, which is the second batch. They did have the Pegasus. I didn't go to the pop-up shop, so I don't have one of them. I don't have access to one of them, so I can't do a comparison on that. But right off the bat, this is the small, and this is the medium. I got the small originally, think it would be closer to the Viper Mini, which is a mouse I use a lot. But it actually is like a bit smaller than the Viper Mini. And it is much flatter, so I did get the medium this time, and it does feel a lot more comfortable. If you have medium to large hands, I would recommend the medium. Small is probably for smaller hands, and then I would definitely recommend this mouse to females because there's not a lot of small gaming mice on the market for them. Yeah, I just don't think you should be using like a super light with a small hand. As far as what's changed, obviously the paint, all of the Phantoms are going to look the same. Depends on which one you have from the Legendary Mouse of the Gods batch. I got the red one. This is the Phantom is black. People are saying they don't like the paint job on this, but I think it looks pretty great having it in hand. I mean, I guess there's some criticisms about like the design, having some like ancient European, whatever you want to call it, influence. But I think it looks fine. I really like the shade of the light blue that's coming out. And the speckles. The only problem, or the only weird thing is like the speckles are not on the sides. I don't know why they did that, but they did. But yeah, I still think it looks fine. Maybe the only thing could have been the scroll wheel. The color could have matched the light blue. I think that would have been a really nice touch. Yeah, as far as the functionality, the clicks are much improved. These are supposed to be Kill 8.0s. I can't catch it on camera, but if you actually point a flashlight through it and look, you can see the click switch housing, which is the Kill 8.0. It's like a shady, smoky gray or black translucent shell, whereas the Omrons will just be a solid black shell. But the clicks are much improved. Not only just the switch being a better switch for the housing, but the tensioning is much improved. And if you can see, what I mean is the post travel has been really reduced. So right when you click it, the click trigger doesn't touch the base of the mouse. Whereas on the Omron copy, it does. The inside parts will touch the base of the mouse. Besides that, the clicks, the KLs are much lighter. I think that's a good improvement because out of the box, the first batch is very, very stiff, and you have to break them in, and they keep breaking in for a very, very long time. I had this for a while, and it still feels like they get lighter occasionally. And then the downside of that is that the left and right switch can break in at different rates depending on how much you're clicking each one. These feel light out of the box and consistent. Hopefully they don't start breaking in, otherwise they're going to be too light. So yeah, there is that. The next part, I guess, is the side clicks. The side clicks are good on both copies, but these kind of rattle the first batch. And if I switch to my camera mic, maybe you can hear it. But if I run my finger across, you can hear the click buttons moving around. Whereas with the Phantom, it's still there a bit, but very minimally noticeable. And the clicks still feel the same, which is awesome because, I mean, Finalmouse side buttons have always been really good. The last thing is the DPI button. I wouldn't talk about this. Actually, no, it's not the last thing. There's still the scroll wheel. But I usually wouldn't talk about the DPI button because it's kind of useless. You just switch to your DPI and you don't touch it again. But there's something wrong with my copy or this batch. And I don't know until more people report. But this is just a normal, like, DPI switch, right? For some reason, this one is very hard to press. And it makes like a loud, painful sound. I'm not sure why that is. I mean, as long as it works, it's fine because I'm never touching it. I actually think this is a good thing so you don't accidentally switch it in-game, right? That's probably a good thing. And now to the actual last thing is the scroll wheel. So there's a lot of complaints about the scroll wheel being tilted right on the first batch. If you can see, if I push it right, it almost touches the switch. Or the click trigger, right? Whereas if I do that here, it's not really close to touching. It still is kind of shifted right. Just by a bit. You probably can't tell on camera unless I take really long to film this video, which I'm not. You can just believe my word for it. And then the click is a little lighter. I think it is using... It's using a KL 8.0 for the middle click as well. So that's why it feels lighter, and it honestly feels better. Because this middle click is really hard. And this one still is a bit, but again, with the KL 8.0 switch, it is lighter and better. And then the mouse feet, I switched these out for Tiger Ice. They're the same as the stock ones. And yeah, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, the most universally fine thing about mice, all gaming mice, is mouse feet at this point. I don't see a reason why you need to spend any money, or mouse skates. I mean, you still can, and there still is a difference, but at the end of the day, you should just be focusing on a pad, like a mouse pad that fits your speed preference. Yeah, that's basically it.